Welcome to Cecil Dalston YouTube channel. This video is about journal entries for transactions with a bank. A business unit may have several transactions with a bank. What are the journal entries to be passed for those transactions are discussed in this presentation. Steps involved in journalizing. First of all, we have to remember that the journal entries to be passed from the point of view of the business. Step 1. Identify the accounts involved in a transaction. Classify the accounts under personal account or real account or nominal account. Then apply the rules of debit and credit and find which account is to be debited and which account is to be credited. The golden rules of accounting state: for personal account, debit the receiver, credit the giver. For real account, debit what comes in and credit what goes out. For nominal account, debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. Let us take an example. The transaction is cash is deposited in a bank. So first we have to identify the accounts involved in that transaction. Here, cash and bank. Then we have to see whether it is real account or personal account or nominal account. Bank account is a personal account and cash account is a real account. Now for the personal account, the rule is debit the receiver and credit the giver. Here, bank receives the cash and therefore debit the receiver. As far as the business is concerned, cash goes out of the business. So cash is a real account, credit what goes out and therefore cash is to be credited. And so the journal entry is for cash deposited in a bank, bank account debtor to cash account. 2. For cash deposited in bank by a party in favor of business. Accounts involved in this transaction are bank account and party's account. Both are personal accounts. So debit the receiver and credit the giver is the rule. Here bank receives, therefore the bank is debited. Party gives, therefore the party's account is credited. And so the journal entry is bank account debtor to party's account. 3. For cash withdrawn from bank for office use. Accounts involved cash account and bank account. Cash account is a real account. Debit what comes in and credit what goes out. Here cash comes into the business, so it is debited. Bank is a personal account. Credit the giver, bank gives, credit the giver, and therefore bank account is credited. So the journal entry is cash account debtor to bank account. 4. For cash withdrawn from bank for personal use of the owner. Now here accounts involved are drawings account representing the owner and bank account. Both are personal accounts. Here the owner receives, so drawings account is debited. Bank gives the money, so bank is credited. So the journal entry is drawings account debtor to bank account. 5. For charges levied by the bank, locker rent, interest on OD, etc. Now accounts involved here are bank charges and bank. Bank charges is a nominal account. The rule is debit all expenses and losses and credit all incomes and gains. Here bank charge is an expense and therefore since it is an expense it is debited. The bank account is credited as the giver. Therefore the journal entry is bank charges account debtor to bank account. 6. For interest on bank deposits credited by the bank. The business unit may have some deposits with the bank for which the interest may be credited by the bank. It is an income. So it is a nominal account. The rule is credit all incomes and gains and therefore it is credited. Bank receives the money and therefore bank account is debited. So the journal entry is bank account debtor to interest on bank deposits account. 7. For loan obtained from the bank, accounts involved are bank account and bank loan account. Both are personal accounts. So debit the receiver, bank receives on behalf of the business, so it is debited. Bank loan is a personal account and banker gives, so it is credited, and therefore the journal entry is bank account debtor to bank loan account. 8. For expense paid by the bank as per standing instructions. The bank, as per the standing instructions of the business, may pay certain expenses such as insurance premium and so on. In that case, accounts involved are that particular expense account and bank account. Expense is a nominal account. Since it is expense, it is debited. Bank gives, therefore it is credited. And so the journal entry is respective expense account debtor to bank account. 9. For interest, dividend, etc. received by the bank as per standing instructions. So on behalf of the business, the bank may receive income such as interest and dividend. Now what happens is accounts involved are bank account and that respective income account. That income account is a nominal account. Since it is income, it is credited. Bank receives the money and therefore it is debited. And so the journal entry is bank account debtor to respective income account. Check. It is an order to bank to pay a stated sum of money from the drawer's account written on a specifically printed form. So if the business unit has a bank account and if it has the check facility, to make the payment, it can use the check. Similarly, it may also receive check from the parties. Now let us see the journal entries for check transactions. 10. For check issued in favor of a party. Accounts involved here are party's account and bank account. Both are personal account. Party receives, so it is debited. Bank gives, so it is credited. So the journal entry is party's account debtor to bank account. 11. For check received from a party deposited in the bank on the same day. In this case, accounts involved are bank account and party's account. Both are personal accounts. Bank receives, so it is debited. Party gives, so it is credited. So the journal entry is bank account debtor to party's account. 12. For check received from a party not deposited in the bank on the same day. So here the accounts involved are cash account and party's account. So since it is equivalent of cash, the check is equivalent of cash, it is treated as cash, and therefore we have cash account and party's account. Cash is a real account. Debit what comes in, therefore cash is debited. Party gives the money, so party is credited, and therefore the journal entry is cash account debtor to party's account. Now instead of cash, alternatively, in practice, check to be collected account may be used. 13. For check received from a party earlier deposited in the bank now. So here accounts involved are bank account. That check we have already dealt it as cash, therefore cash is the other account. Now the bank receives, so bank is debited, cash goes out of the business, namely the check, and therefore the journal entry is bank account debtor to cash account. So here also instead of cash, if we have already used it as check to be collected account, then instead of cash we can use check to be collected account. 14. For check deposit in a bank dishonored. Now here already we have deposited the check for collection, but it is dishonored. In this case we have to reverse. Already party's account is credited, it has to be reversed, and therefore party's account is debited now. The liability arises for him. Bank already debited as if it received the money. It has to be reversed, and therefore bank account is credited, and hence the journal entry is party's account debtor to bank account. Bills of exchange. Bill of exchange is an instrument in writing containing an unconditional order signed by the maker directing a certain person to pay a certain sum of money only to or to the order of a certain person or to the bearer of the instrument. Bills receivable, it refers to the bills drawn, the payment for which has to be received it is an asset and it is a personal account. Bills payable, it refers to acceptance of a bill drawn, the payment for which has to be paid. It is a liability. It is also a personal account. Now let us see the journal entries. For bill dishonored with the bank and the money received. So the journal entry is bank, receives the money on behalf of the business. So it's the person who is debited. There is a discount amount which we actually lose. So it is an expense. Therefore, it is also debited as it is a nominal account. So bills receivable is a personal account. Credit the giver in the sense it is credited, and therefore the journal entry is bank account debtor, discount account debtor to bills receivable account. 16. For bills receivable discounted with the bank dishonored. Now it has to be reversed, and therefore party's account is debited and the bank account is credited for the full amount. Therefore the journal entry is party's account debtor to bank account, because the party has to give, so the liability arises. So the journal entry is party's account debtor to bank account. 17. For bills payable paid by the bank. So it's a payment entry. Bills payable is a personal account. Debit the receiver, bank pays, credit the giver, and therefore bills payable account debtor to bank account. ATM, automated teller machine. ATM is a computerized machine that provides the customers of banks the facility of accessing their account for withdrawing cash and to carry out other financial and non-financial transactions without the need to actually visit their bank branch. Let us see the journal entries for ATM transactions. 18. For cash withdrawn from ATM for office use. So accounts involved here are cash and bank. Cash is a real account. Debit what comes in. Cash comes into the business. Therefore, cash account is debited and bank gives the money. Bank is credited. So journal entry is cash account debtor to bank account. 19. For cash withdrawn from ATM for own use of the owner. Here the accounts involved are drawings representing the owner and bank. Both are personal account. The owner receives and therefore drawings account is debited. Bank makes the payment, so bank account is credited. So the journal entry is drawings account debtor to bank account. CDM, cash deposit machine. It is an ATM-like machine that allows depositing cash directly into a bank's customer's account without any manual intervention of the bank employee. There is no need to fill deposit slips. Cash can also be withdrawn from CDM. Now let us see the journal entries for CDM transactions. For cash deposited in CDM in favor of the business. So here bank receives and cash goes out of the business. So accounts involved are bank and cash. The journal entry is bank account debtor to cash account. 21. For cash deposited in CDM in favor of a party. Now the accounts involved here are party and cash, and therefore debit the receiver, party account is debited, credit what goes out, cash account, therefore cash account is credited, and hence the journal entry is party's account debtor to cash account. 22. For cash deposited in CDM by a party in business account in favor of the business. Here bank receives the money on behalf of the business and party makes the payment. Both are personal accounts, and therefore debit the receiver, bank, credit the giver, party, and so the journal entry is bank account debtor to party's account. Debit card and credit card. Debit card is used to withdraw cash from an ATM to purchase goods and services at point of sale and in online purchase. A customer can use debit card for the money he has in the bank account with some restrictions. Credit card. It is used to purchase goods and services at point of sale and in online purchase. A customer can use credit card within the limit specified by the bank even if there is inadequate balance in the account. The bank may charge interest and other charges for credit card usage. Journal entries for debit and credit card transactions. 23. Amount received from a party through debit card or credit card. Now accounts involved here are bank account and party's account. Both are personal account. Bank receives the money and party makes the payment, and therefore the journal entry is bank account debtor to party's account. 24. For payment made to a party through debit card. Accounts involved here are party's account and bank account. And so the journal entry is debit the receiver party and credit the giver bank, and therefore party's account data to bank account. 25. For payment made to a party through credit card. Accounts involved here are party's account and bank account in simple terms when we say. And therefore party receives and the banker gives, and therefore the journal entry is party's account data to bank account. Alternatively, if we consider that we get the bank loan, then instead of bank we can use the term bank loan account, and therefore the journal entry will be party's account data to bank loan account. Now after some time, for credit card some time is given to make the payment. When the payment is made for credit card, we go for this entry, bank loan account data to bank account. Bank gives the money and bank loan, we actually pay that money. Therefore bank loan is debited as if it is the receiver, it is a personal account. Then bank account is credited, and therefore the journal entry is bank loan account data to bank account. NEFT, RTGS and IMPS. NEFT, National Electronic Funds Transfer, is a nationwide payment system facilitating one-to-one funds transfer. Under this scheme, a person can electronically transfer funds from any bank branch to any person having an account with any bank branch in the country. RTGS stands for real-time gross settlement, which can be defined as the continuous settlement of funds transfer individually on an order-by-order basis. Under this scheme, now in India, a person can electronically transfer funds of rupees 2 lakhs and above from any bank branch to any person having an account with any bank branch in the country. Immediate Payment Service IMPS is an instant interbank electronic fund transfer service through mobile phones. It is also being extended through other channels such as ATM, internet banking, etc. Journal entries for NEFT, RTGS, IMPS, Netbanking transactions. 27. For payment made to a party through NEFT, RTGS, IMPS or Netbanking, the journal entry is party's account data to bank account, because the accounts involved here are party and bank. Both are personal accounts. Debit the receiver, namely the party, and credit the giver, namely the bank, and therefore the journal entry is party's account data to bank account. 28. For payment received from a party through NEFT, RTGS, IMPS, Netbanking, here again the parties involved are bank and party. Bank receives the money and therefore it is debited. Party gives the money, so it is credited. Therefore the journal entry is bank account data to party's account. Digital wallet or e-wallet. A digital wallet or e-wallet is a software-based system that stores users' payment information and passwords for numerous payment methods and websites. By using a digital wallet, users can complete purchases easily and quickly with near-field communications technology. Digital wallets can be used in conjunction with mobile payment systems, which allow customers to pay for purchases with their smartphones. For example, PAYTM, Google Pay, etc. Journal entries for mobile banking transactions. 29. For payment received through PAYTM, Google Pay, etc., party involved are bank and accounts involved are bank and party. Both are personal accounts. Bank receives the money, so it is debited. Party gives the money, so credit the giver, so it is credited. So the journal entry is bank account data to party's account. 30. For payment made through PAYTM, Google Pay, etc. Now accounts involved again here are party's account and bank account. Party receives the money, therefore party's account is debited. Bank makes the payment, so bank is credited. So the journal entry is party's account data to bank account. To sum up, 1. When cash is deposited in a bank, when check received from a party earlier is deposited in a bank, cash deposited in CDM in favor of the business, the journal entry is bank account data to cash account. 2. For cash deposited in a bank by a party in favor of business, check received from a party deposited on the same day, cash deposited in CDM by a party in favor of business, amount received from a party through debit card or credit card, amount received from a party through NEFT, RTGS, IMPS, Netbanking, Amount received through mobile wallets such as PAYTM, Google Pay, the journal entry is bank account debtor to party's account. 3. For cash withdrawn from a bank for office use, for cash withdrawn from ATM for office use, the journal entry is cash account debtor to bank account. 4. For cash withdrawn from a bank for personal use of the owner, for cash withdrawn from ATM for own use of the owner, the journal entry is drawings account debtor to bank account. 5. When bank charges levied by the bank, such as locker rent, interest on OD, etc., the journal entry is bank charges account debtor to bank account. 6. For interest on bank deposits credited by the bank, the journal entry is bank account debtor to interest on bank deposits account. 7. For loan obtained from the bank, the journal entry is bank account debtor to bank loan account. 8. For expense paid by the bank as per standing instructions, the journal entry is respective expense account debtor to bank account. 9. For income such as interest, dividend, etc. received by the bank as per standing instructions, bank account debtor to respective income account is the journal entry. 10. For cheque deposited in a bank dishonored, cheque issued in favor of a party, bills receivable discounted at the bank dishonored, payment made to a party through debit card or credit card, payment made to a party through NEFT, RTGS, Netbanking, IMPS, payment made through PAYTM, Google Pay, etc., the journal entry is party's account debtor to bank account. 11. For cheque received from a party not deposited on the same day, the journal entry is cash account debtor to party's account. 12. For bill discounted with the bank and the money received, the journal entry is bank account debtor, discount account debtor to bills receivable account. 13. For bills payable paid by the bank, the journal entry is bills payable account debtor to bank account. 14. For cash deposited in CDM in favor of a party, the journal entry is party's account debtor to cash account. For further discussion, comment or email cecildolston@gmail.com. Also visit YouTube channel Cecil Dolston. Thank you.